The billion likes weren't reached last time. The smiley on the hands is disappointed. But finally I was free. I could finally relax and look at Mount Fuji. On my phone. At least there are no more comments complaining that I'm being disrespectful to their favorite series. At last, I can just let my childhood be my childhood. Finally, I can sleep in peace. Hi. Huh? Do you think it's a solution to just run away from it? Well, at least then I can live in peace. You haven't understood anything. Those who fear the truth are also afraid of life. The people don't need me. Let me just start with my Dragon Ball analysis. Then at least I can offer them something. A new perspective on things. Bro, just do it. One more time. One last time. God damn! Can't even sleep in peace. Well then, it's time to duel. Having cards and not using them. This first point isn't specific to Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but I think it can be found in just about every series. When you reconstruct duels, one thing really stands out. They don't really play Pokemon Z. Go Pikachu! Use Kamehameha! I don't know if they are trying to boost their adrenaline or are just so greedy that some duelists don't like to play their cards.
You're my treasure!
But why the hell do they act so weird and hold cards in their hands or don't activate them, even when those cards could have saved their ass or decided the entire duel? Heart of the cards, don't let me down! Oh wow, I already have the card I need in my hand, but I'm not going to use it. Then eventually they have this flash of inspiration and finally play it. And it doesn't matter whether it's a monster, trap or spell card. They just hoard everything. A good example of this is the first duel between Chazz and Jaden, which I already covered in part 1. But there are also other duels where you can observe the same thing. Wow! Stupidity on 2 legs! Jaden vs Sartorius. Sartorius had only 6 role models. These 6 performed a miracle in 1865 and founded a clan that Sartorius liked even more than the Senju clan led by Tobirama. Unfortunately, the Republicans, in their fight against slavery, had to spoil the fun and ban it, causing his favorite clan to disappear in 1944. Still, he likes to wear the hoods of his role models to sleep. He has often tried to bring back the 6 founders with Call of the Haunted, but to no avail. So, he decided to do it himself. He founded the Society of Light and wants to return to old values. To do this, he uses Bane control on Chazz, who managed to paint the entire Duel Academy in one uniform color. 1, 10, 100, 1000! White power!
White power!
But then he came. The man everyone expected because he's the main character. First he brings Chazz back to his senses and then he deals with the boss Sartorius himself.
Who's the man? Jaden! And who's the evil psycho from outer space? Sartorius!
Jaden starts the Duel of Destiny with the freshly drawn Bubble Man, R.E. Aqua Dolphin, Burstinatrix and Hummingbird. Because he summons Bubbleman in defense position, he can draw 2 more cards, Sparkman and Bubble Blaster, which he equips immediately. It's Sartorius' turn, holding Destiny Prophecy, Arcana Force 6, Arcana Force 21, Scepter of the Emperor and Arcana Force 4 in his hand. He draws, plays and attacks with Arcana Force 7. When Bubble Blaster runs out, he uses Destiny Prophecy to play Arcana Force 6. Jaden draws Double Fusion and activates E Emergency Call to summon Avian to fuse it with Burstinatrix using Double Fusion. This brings the big boss Flame Wingman to the field. And because he drew Sparkman, he can fuse again, so he now summons Shining Flare Wingman. First, he destroys Arcana Force 7, leaving Sartorius with only 300 life points after the effect. Sartorius tries to use the most powerful effect in the entire series, the Victim card.
Didn't it feel good to hurt me? To watch me writhing in pain?
Maybe.
He tells Jaden that people are only destined to destroy, but also says something like, "Oh, you can't destroy me anyway." That guy is a bit ambivalent. Jaden cautiously plays Hummingbird to boost his life points, which he desperately needed, at 3,500 life points. But the duel could have ended here. Instead of playing Hummingbird, Jaden could have just played Aqua Dolphin and activated its effect. If he discarded a card from his hand, he could see Sartorius' hand, which contains Arcana Force 4, Arcana Force 21 and the Scepter of the Emperor. He could have picked one of the Arcana cards, and since his Shining Flare Wingman is stronger, Sartorius would lose 500 life points. Game over. Destiny saved and all. I have no idea what Jaden was thinking by not playing the Dolphin. I could set the card to end the duel. Or I could just not. Sartorius draws a light barrier and plays it immediately, using the light side of the force to throw the keys to the prince so he can activate the satellites. I'll just leave that without comment. Just like most of the rest of the duel, because there isn't much exciting or dumb stuff left. Sure, they somehow end up dueling in space and Hazelberry destroys the satellite with Neas and Serena. But hey, that's just the logic of the second season. But if Jaden had just finished things quickly, the world wouldn't be on the brink of destruction. The random best list. We all know, of course, that Zane is the absolute boss. With his cyber dragons, he marked his territory like a lion.
What type of dog is this?
In the manga, he was the absolute boss who stomped Chazz into the ground without losing a single life point. And that's when Chazz became trash. Yeah, it doesn't rhyme. But this isn't about the manga alpha big boss. It's about the anime Zane, who is also a Kaiser in life point shredding. Introduced as an unbeatable force. Okay, later he went through his emo phase, but with a bit oil and a pack of Snickers, he was back on track. The Shadow Riders could only get his key because they took Cyrus as a hostage. Cowardly? Yes. Effective against Big Brother? Definitely. What in the blue-haired hell was that idiot doing there anyway? Wasn't the first hostage situation enough to put him off being a spectator? Why did he have to be in every other duel anyway? He was taken hostage more often than anyone else in the series, so much so that you would think he was a card himself, given how often he was played. But that's actually not the point. Point, comma, line. Behold, the best list of Duel Academy. Sure, Zane is the number one. No big surprise there. But who are all these other nobodies? Roland Gonzalez, who's only 13 points behind Zane. Shane Guenego, Julian Schwarz, Cuesta Welch, Dominic Barbera. Might as well write Barbara Zalesh.
The verdict is in. You are going to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it's just the dub. But even in the original, these are random no-names. Yasunori Uragami, Satoshi Yamaguchi, Atsuhisa Matsumoto, Kenichi Yamashita. Okay, at least Kenichi Yamashita later became a scriptwriter for 5Ds and Zexel. Satoshi Yamaguchi was the president of the Umeta company. In the dub at least, they are all Easter eggs. But in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! These are all no-names who never appeared and never will. Not even to build up a super strong opponent. I mean, it would be impressive if we knew the top 10 or top 5 and a new opponent comes along and duels them back to class 1. Why weren't the top 10 the key holders? Only one of them was. Did Director Shepard want to increase the odds at the betting table to cash in big time? That tennis guy was supposedly equal in strength to Zane, which is clearly an insult to Zane. But he's not on the list either. Seems the defeat hit him hard. But the fact that the top 9 don't appear or get mentioned at all is illogical. Zane vs Jaden 2. Since we are talking about the best list, let's get to the duel Zane chose. He picked Jaden as his opponent to deliver an unforgettable duel. Only there are a few moves in it that you wouldn't expect from a guy with 100 points. Especially the way he starts off. He has Diffusion, Dimension Capsule, all 3 Cyber Dragons and Fusion in his hand right from the start. Man, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than drawing a hand like that right at the beginning. Naturally, he doesn't waste any time, immediately bringing out Cyber Dragon, banishing a card for later with Dimension Capsule and setting Diffusion. Jaden's hand isn't as great, consisting of Wild Heart, Draining Shield, the anime-only card Wild Half, Cyclone Boomerang, a Hero Returns and Blade Edge. But he makes the best of it by summoning Wild Heart, halving the Cyber Dragon with Wild Half and equipping Wild Heart with Cyclone Boomerang to destroy one of the two. Zane counters with Diffusion, so Jaden has no choice but to redirect the attack to the other Cyber Dragon, showing once again that Jaden didn't pay attention in class.
But against that one Cyber Dragon, Wildheart still has a chance. Yeah, it may be a really small one, but I had no other choice than to go for it.
Yeah, bro. When both monsters have equal attack points and battle each other, they destroy each other. There's no maybe or hopefully. Thanks to Cyclone Boomerang, Dimension Capsule is destroyed and Zane loses some life points. Jaden sets Draining Shield face down and it's Zane's turn. Zane draws Return Soul and still gets the banished card from another dimension into his hand, because that's apparently the effect, allowing everyone to draw 2 cards. Another anime-only card. Zane draws Cybercarine and Diffusion. Jaden draws Emergency Provisions and Spirit Union, another anime-only card, which is pretty strong. But we will get to that in a minute. First, Zane wants to end the duel, attacking with his 3 Cyber Dragons, but Draining Shield prevents him from finishing it. So he sets Return Soul face down. Jaden draws Fusion, brings back Wild Heart and uses Fusion to summon Wild Edge to clear Zane's field. He activates his face down card, returning the Cyber Dragons to his deck. This is where Jaden makes the biggest mistake, bringing us back to the first point of the video. He doesn't set either Backup Soldier or Spirit Union. Why does he keep them in his hand? With the freshly drawn Future Fusion, Zane summons Cyber Dragon again. In the anime, it comes to the field immediately but can't attack. And this also shows why Zane could start with 3 Cyber Dragons in his hand. That guy has 5 Cyber Dragons in his deck! And no, that's not just because the dub messed up. In the original, his deck also contains 5 Cyber Dragons. So it's Jaden's turn again and he draws Hero Signal, setting all 3 cards. But you know what? If Jaden had set Spirit Union in his previous turn, he could activate it now to boost Wild Edge with Blade Edge's attack points and destroy Cyber Dragon. Jaden could have won right then, as Zane had nothing in his hand or deck to save himself. But Zane gets a bit overconfident and messes up by using Diffusion on his Cyber Dragon to bring it back stronger with the drawn Power Bond. He wants to end the duel again, but Jaden finally activates Spirit Union, boosting Wild Edge to 5200 attack points and using Emergency Provision to minimize the damage. Hero Signal activates, bringing Bubbleman to the field. Zane should have summoned Cyber Twin Dragon instead of the Cyber Dragon. With 5600 attack points, he could have easily destroyed the powered up Wild Edge, used a Cyber Dragon to eliminate Bubbleman, and had an extra attack with Cyber Twin Dragon to finish the duel. But okay, overconfidence and all. He wanted to end the duel with style. I've been there too many times as well. Zane at least uses Cybercarine to counter Power Bond's damage. The rest of the duel is fine, except that Shining Flare Wingman got a few too many points, but it remains one of the best duels in the entire series for me. The ending was just way too epic. Chazz and the Instant Transmission. In Season 3, after the entire Duel Academy was teleported to the desert and a severed arm caused chaos, no one was spared from the infection. Not Cyrus and not Chazz. More and more students became brainless zombies, eager to duel and drain others' energy. The arm then attached itself to Marcel, surely giving him some interesting experiences. Oh crap, what is this thing?
I am you, Belle, your new body-sharing partner.
Wait, you're a woman?
Yeah, why? You don't mean?
One such moment was when Marcel was on his way to the Sacred Beasts and used the arm to punch a hole through the floor. After all, that's the only spot where he could reach the cards. He ran down quickly, with Jaden following, but Chazz intercepted Jaden already waiting below. However he got down there. Marcel went to this location specifically. Even punched a hole in the goddamn floor. Why didn't Marcel take the same route as Chazz? Oh right, because Chazz was outside with Cyrith and the other zombies just a second ago. Chazz must have played the magical box or used instant transmission. Otherwise, I really can't explain how he managed to get there before Marcel. Do you want to experience a complete summary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Classic in 4K? Then feel free to click here. For the first part of the mistakes in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, click here. Otherwise, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. And that's it again for me. We'll see us next time, so take care, my friends.